If you're like me, you grew up in the early thousands, and one of the things in the early thousands was really shitty PCs. Not this one though, I would kill for this thing. You could get these anywhere, Walmart, Best Buy, Circuit City, remember that place? And basically they were just cheap pre-built PCs meant for the family room or having in an office and not really doing anything special with. They're not designed to be gaming PCs. But what if you decided you wanted to take your old Dell Inspiron 530S out of the closet and turn it into a Steam Deck? Is that even possible? Well, here on Basically E-Waste with Big Daddy Slim, that's what we're here to find out. So while perusing the rotting e-waste that sits under my bed, I came across the old family computer, and that is this Dell Inspiron 530S that currently runs Windows Vista. Now I know looking at this decrepit system, there's really nothing to write home about. It's just basically a regular old Dell OEM system that was built and sold for family computing. However, a lot of people have taken old OEM systems like this from offices or home PCs and turned them into decent gaming systems. So I figured why not try it with this one. Even though it's very old hardware, it might be possible with Linux with the way Proton and Linux compatibility has gone the way it has so far, so maybe it'd be okay. So trying to look for the specs of this online, even on Dell's own website, is kind of hard to do. It was released in 2009, so it's not like they really keep that stuff in their servers that long. However, after doing a little bit of digging online for the motherboard model, I'm able to determine that the CPU that's on board at least does not have integrated graphics. In fact, the graphics are built into the board itself. The motherboard here is a rebranded Foxconn G33M02, which contains the Intel GMA 3100.
Ooh, that's kind of small. Yikes.
And that is the graphics we're working with that only come out of this VGA port here on the back of the motherboard. Now, because I don't really carry that much ancient technology around with me anymore, I don't actually have an adapter from VGA to HDMI, but I do have a DVI to HDMI adapter. So this tells me two things. A, that this graphics chip is not going to be playing any games realistically at all, and two, I need to put in a graphics card. So the graphics card I have of choice here is a AMD Radeon HD 7570, the OEM version. You versus the GPU she told you not to worry about. This particular graphics card was released on January 5th, 2012. It may not be very impressive, but it does have what I need, a single DVI port. Interesting thing of note is that mine does not have all of the outputs that shows on Tech Power Up. Mine only has DVI and DisplayPort. So now that we have a graphics card, let's prepare to game on the Vista Steam Box 420, yeah, whatever this is. Alright, so I have it all hooked up. Capture card is up there behind my headphones. It's running in here. I'm writing flash drive here so we can get some kind of SteamOS on this lovely Vista beast. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. Look, disk drive. Don't see that anymore, do you?
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it! 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 Oh yeah! Yeah! Aw, dang it! I can't stop winning!
So after exhausting all of those Linux ISOs, I finally found one that worked, and as you can see, it was xubuntu, a lightweight version of regular Ubuntu. After taking admittedly way too long to struggle through the command prompt in xubuntu to install Firefox and then try to also install Steam, eventually we did get there. Alas, I am not the Linux expert you may think I am. I just happen to know the bare minimum of how to use it. But anyway, now that we have Steam installed, now we can start downloading some games to this old mechanical hard drive. This shouldn't take long at all. After spending a grueling amount of time downloading these games, here is the list of what we have to work with, as well as a few emulators for some older consoles, just to see if they work. You'll also notice I have a couple hidden games there. Those are a secret. I'll tell them to you later. Now after running NeoFetch, we can see what we're working with here. It is an Intel Pentium Dual E2160, and that maxes out at 1.8 gigahertz. And we're running a lovely, delicious 4 gigabytes of RAM, and that is DDR2. And all of this is installed on a 320 gigabyte old Spinny Boy, which probably isn't the most reliable, but we'll use it while we can. First game, Half-Life. Alrighty, first things first, let's go in here, drop the settings down to 720p, give this thing a fighting chance. Should be fine with the GPU, but just to be safe, we'll do this. Well, so far so good. 60 FPS right here in this little loading section. I know that's not really much to do, but yeah, 60 so far. Bing bong. Lunch. Let's cook it faster for you. Oops. Alright, let's go ahead and bump this up to 1080p, and we'll see if we get any performance difference. Alright, well, things are happening now, and now there's going to be explosions and stuff, and I'm not really seeing any difference in frame rate, so it looks like this system can handle Half-Life pretty well. Alright, next game. Half-Life 2. Screw it. 1080p. Let's do it.
Rise and shine,
jump scare.
Mr. Freeman.
Alright, so about 40, 60 FPS, somewhere in there. Just kind of fluctuating a little bit. Not bad so far. I then proceeded to just play the game as normal for the next like 30 minutes. It was a very pleasant experience. There was no issues really with frame drops or anything. It ran fine. It's Half-Life 2, so it's not the hardest thing to run even on this hardware. Definitely a pleasant experience. 7 out of 10 will finish. Game 3, Left 4 Dead 2. Here's where the system started to struggle a little bit. You can see it's sitting in the 20s. Sometimes it dips down into the teens, low teens, and especially when you start getting outside, it does start getting really rough. So this one might be a little bit too new for this system, at least in the settings I have here. I didn't change any, I just hit play and went about my business. So probably lowering the settings a little bit might help, but for 1080p, you're starting to struggle a little bit here. Portal. Once again, I just left all the settings at default, and we are in 1080p. First thing I did was wake up.
Hey,
Shut the fuck up, Ulfric. Decided to give up my caffeine addiction, and then start lifting weights. Finally grabbed the portal gun, and then proceeded to mess with physics for a while, all while getting pretty decent FPS. Alright, Portal 2. Portal 2? Apparently not. Okay, Counter-Strike should at least work, right? Right after it finishes doing the shaders, apparently. It never finished with the shaders. It stayed at 0%. Nothing worked. I left it for like 30 minutes. I'm a disappointment. I can redeem myself. Here's the first secret game. It's Splitgate. Let's see if it works. Okay, it's been almost 30 minutes, but here's the shaders. Let's see if it launches.
Eventually.
Okay. That was clearly too new. How about the age-old question? Can it run Crysis? Trying to change any of these settings is extremely difficult because the game is like frame skipping or something. So you can click something, but it doesn't register. So you have to spam the mouse button a few dozen times and then it finally registers, which is not a good sign, by the way. But we're through there. We're getting the settings lowered. I'm doing everything low as it'll go, giving this thing the best possible chance to try and run Crysis. Oh boy. Oh, this isn't good. Well, the audio is trying to play, I think, but the video, I believe, has completely given up. This is completely unedited, by the way. This is how I'm seeing it, so you get to experience it too. This is terrible. I do not have much faith that the actual game will play. Yep, it took so long for it to load that it started to go into sleep mode. I had to stop it from doing that. Oh my god, this is actually unplayable. It can't even unfade from black for the cutscene. It can't even keep the audio up properly. There's like 30 seconds between audio clips. I can't. I can't with this. Oh my god, Crysis just does not work. Okay, last Steam game. I really hope this works. It's my favorite game. After taking, and I shit you not, 6.5 fucking hours to process the shaders, Master Chief Collection finally launched. This is how it originally booted. I don't understand what this resolution is, and I took way longer than I needed to try and fix it because it was trying to render things at 1080p even though the window was at like, I don't know, 240p. After the most cursed sign-in window, I finally found the settings and got it where it needed to be. After waiting for over 6 minutes for it to try and load Oni Sword Base on Halo Reach, the game promptly decided to crash. I don't know why I'm surprised. I should have expected this. Emulator time. Dolphin is, well, it's rough. It's really trying to play at full speed, but as you can tell by the audio, it's a pretty rough there, buddy. Yeah, me too, Peach. Well, I might be exaggerating here, but I think this is kind of poop. So let's try and do another emulator. Well, folks, I did what's called a lie, and I apologize, but the other emulators did not launch at all. So I guess that leaves us with, well, I don't know at this point. Just kind of playing some Half-Life footage in the background here. Just remembering when this thing actually used to play games. Those are the times. Well, I guess I can see how it plays a video. Well, loading up a web page is, well, it's not fast. This is real time. I'm right here with you. There we go. Almost done. Wow, you can see how long it's been since I've actually been working on this video. Alright, well, let's try this one.
Welcome to another episode of
Wow, I am annoying.
with Big Daddy Slit.
Let's do 480. Alright, that's working. Buffering enough. We skip? Yep, we can skip around. 480p. Alright, let's go crazy. Let's just see what it does. 4K. Full send. Full send. It's thinking. It's trying. It's still trying. It should probably give up. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna call it. Well, why did I go through this project? Was it because I wanted to? Was it because I wanted to fight with this ancient machine and try and get some kind of Linux distro on there? Was it because I like having to fight with several different Linux distros and several different ways of installing it just to see if I can get it to boot on ancient technology? No. Maybe it's some kind of deep-seated thing within our DNA where we just have to create something, where we have to try and make things work even when we know they shouldn't and probably can't. Maybe it's one of those age-old philosophical questions. Or maybe I was just bored because I didn't have anything to do for a couple weeks, so I decided to do this. I think it's probably that one. Anyway, if you made it this far into the video, why? Sorry for wasting your time. But if you'd like, you can like and subscribe. It's free. And if you don't want to, you can ligma and subscribble. The same thing, just with a different name. So, thanks.